Hey everybody, I'm Howard and this is Otter's Retirement Corner. All right, I'm going to step on the third rail of YouTube videos and I'm going to talk about politics. So get your comments ready. Um, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Harris-Trump debate and what it means and specifically, maybe what it means for retirees or those coming up to retirement. So, as you all know, Tuesday night, the Harris-Trump debate went on and in my mind, what they call debates aren't actually debates. I don't know what you want to call them. Position stances, mud fights, insult slinging. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but it's not a debate. Traditional debates is you take a topic like gun control and someone is pro and someone is anti, and then you present your arguments in a very structured way. You have responses to those arguments. It goes up and back, and then people score it. And somebody actually wins and loses the debate. It doesn't mean that's what you believe, it just tests your debating skills, your ability to do research, your ability to understand facts, present facts logically, and to sway people. You can go in there believing gun control is the stupidest thing in the world, and then you are pro-gun control in your debate, and you can win the debate. So it's more about your skills than it is about the topic itself. Anyway, whatever you want to call it, Harris and Trump had their debate. Now, there's 1,000 YouTube videos and hundreds of people talking on TV about who won the debate. And the point is, when I compare it to what a real debate is, what's the criteria for winning? What determines winning those debates? No one's scoring them. No one's saying, okay, candidate X had 6 points, candidate Y had 5, so X wins. And even if you did and somebody won, what's it mean? What's the difference? Where does it show up? It's okay, you're president now? No, it's not how it works. The best value of those debates are learning about the candidates and what their positions may be. And this was a little bit more of a rarer debate in that people were geared up for Biden, Trump, so people, tried to learn about Biden and, Trump, and, they have a long history, so people mostly knew them. Kamala Harris is a little bit different in that while she was vice president, she wasn't very well known. Her positions weren't very well known. The right was complaining about, she has no position, she has no policies. So it's possible there were people out there who really didn't know what she stood for and wanted the opportunity to learn that. Take it for what it's worth. Agree or disagree with her positions or policies. She presented what she wanted to present in the way she wanted to present it, and I assume Trump did so too. So now, most of what I hear is Harris won the debate. So, okay, where do we go from here? In my mind, the true value of the debate is swaying the people who are undecided. Now, there's a base for Trump, there's a base for Democrats, whether it's Harris or Biden or anybody else. I don't know that, Kamala Harris has her own base. She's working on that and building that. If she does, it's very small. It's more like just a Democratic generic base. So, in my mind, again, swaying the undecideds is the goal, but it's beyond me how anybody at this point, 2 months before the election, could be undecided. Now sadly, there are probably millions of people of voting age who have no clue about what's going on. They probably heard there's an election. They probably don't care. They may or may not vote. They may, make up their mind at the last minute or think I'm a Democrat, I'm going to vote for a Democrat. I'm Republican, I'm going to vote all Republican, whatever it is. But what rock are you living under if you don't know Donald Trump? And, again, Kamala Harris came along a little later, so maybe you don't know as much about her. But the other thing is, if you're that type of person who is either not interested in voting or is an independent who hasn't yet decided, and you don't have enough information and you're so ignorant about what's going on, you're probably not someone who watched the debate. And that debate was seen by Trump's base and by the Democratic base. And I doubt a lot of those people are going to be swayed one way or the other, regardless of who they thought won or lost. You know, you can say Harris won by a 60-40 margin, but none of Trump's base is going to switch over to Harris, and vice versa. If Trump actually won the debate, Democrats aren't going to cross over and vote for him. So what's the value? Yeah, and we'll find out, you know, within the next week or so as a lot of polls come out. My guess is you'll see a small bump for Harris because people learned who she was, and maybe there were some undecideds waiting to see who she was and what she represented and what her policies were. And they're gonna, you know, they're gonna decide, okay, I'm gonna vote for Harris. But again, I think if there is a bump, it's gonna be very small, and it's probably gonna go away short of other things happening. You know, if there's another debate, it could swing it back the other way. If there's another debate, it could swing it back, you know, even further towards Harris. Who knows? But the whole point here is, you know, what does it mean for us as retirees or those of us coming up on retirement? And you'll notice that during this debate, they didn't talk about the subjects we are probably most interested in, which are Social Security and Medicare. You know, there weren't many detailed plans on any policy, but at least they talked about some other things. So, you know, keep in mind, and I've talked about this before, presidents have very little control or influence on what's going to happen with Social Security or Medicare. Sure, they'll go to their caucuses, you know, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, and they're going to say, here's what I want, let's work together, let's get this done. But there's very little crossover anymore. There's very little working across the aisle. That went away, geez, I'd say, you know, with the second Bush administration. That seemed to break down then. It broke down even more during the Barack Obama. And you saw very little crossover unless it was, you know, way behind the scenes. You know, prior to that, I think you saw that a lot more. So, you know, whatever party wins Congress is probably, you know, just going to pass what their party wants to pass. And, you know, if they're not the party in the White House, very little is going to get done. So, you know, there's some benefit to understanding what the presidents would support, you know, because if they do get party control, and it's almost impossible in the Senate, because to pass most bills in the Senate, you need 60 votes, and neither party is going to get 60 votes. You know, so you're going to see very little done in the next 4 years. You know, I hate to say never, but probably not. So, you know, as retirees, you know, which party do we think is more of a benefit for us? Which party do we think is more a detriment to us? We can probably vote that way if the financial aspect is the only thing that concerns you. You know, you may be more concerned with, hey, you know, I'm fine financially. I'm more concerned about the border. I'm more concerned about, you know, inflation. I'm more concerned about, you know, what we're going to do with the space program. You know, whatever it is, you know, whatever your particular interest is, that's fine. But just keep in mind, these debates are amusing, but I don't know that they're of any value. But I'd be very interested to hear a couple things from you. Tell me if you're an undecided voter, if you have not yet decided. Don't tell me if you have decided. I don't want to know who you're voting for, but, you know, you can if you want. I'm not asking you for that. But tell me if you're undecided. Tell me, you know, what you think the value is of these debates, maybe who won the debate, who lost the debate, and what difference it makes. All right? So I'm trying not to be too right or left on this. I'm trying to go down the middle. I'm trying to not, you know, I'm not giving you my personal opinions. I'm just talking about kind of what the whole thing means. Be as nice or mean as you want in the comments. That's always fair game. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.